I'm Justin, and this is Geography in the Wild, where we go on location to explore America's most incredible landscapes. On today's episode, the Snowy Range, one of Wyoming's least visited mountain ranges. We'll answer what makes the Snowy Range's geography so special, why you should consider a visit, and how we got just a little more adventure than we bargained for. So let's hop in the minivan camper, grab a campsite with a view, and start exploring Wyoming's Snowy Range. It's early July, and Sugarloaf Campground has just opened for the season. At an elevation of 10,800 feet, this is one of the highest elevation campgrounds in the United States. The weather can change quickly up here, and it's often extremely windy. I know this from experience. I've had 2 tents destroyed by wind on previous trips, but these days we sleep inside our minivan camper, cozy and protected from the wind. Tomorrow we'll hike the highest peak in these mountains, but for now we're relaxing inside the minivan because it's just too windy to safely burn a campfire outside tonight.
Obviously no fire tonight, but we've made the best of it. We had fun playing Kings in the Corner here, and
I just lost the game to Helen.
But we had a really good walk, even though it was windy. A ton of wildflowers, taking pictures, and now we're listening to tunes on the radio.
As we slumber, let's take a moment to learn more about the Snowy Range. Located in southern Wyoming, about an hour west of the city of Laramie, the Snowy Range is actually a sub-range in the northern extent of the Medicine Bow Mountains. The Medicine Bow Mountains begin in Colorado, just north of Rocky Mountain National Park, and extend 100 miles into southern Wyoming. The 29-mile Snowy Range Scenic Byway travels through Medicine Bow National Forest and rises up to nearly 11,000 feet in elevation, making these mountains easily accessible by car. As we fly over the high peaks in this region, we begin to understand why these alpine lakes and mountains were visited for thousands of years by tribes of Plains Indians and remain a playground for hikers, climbers, and anglers today. Of course, if you're able, I recommend taking the time to explore these mountains on foot. You don't need to hike far from the trailhead to see alpine lakes still partly frozen in early July. And as the snow melts, the wildflowers bloom in abundance. As you get further from the trailhead, you experience solitude as you carefully hop from rock to rock alongside lakes of deep blue waters.
Rise and shine, it's coffee time.
Oh, thank you.
The hike to Medicine Bow Peak is the highlight of our visit. We gain elevation over rocky terrain and through large snowfields that will linger well into summer. We gain view after view of the many alpine lakes and surrounding mountains that help make this region's geography so special. Just a few hundred vertical feet from the summit, we encounter a serious obstacle. This snowfield isn't like the others. It's steep and large, but more importantly, a slip down this snowfield could result in a long slide into the rocks below. We lack the equipment and the skills to traverse it, and soon we decide on another plan.
So we saw some other folks come up and go over there. That's what we're going to try now, which I think is better than trying to cross that snowfield, which I know doesn't look that bad on the camera, but it is not good. Yeah.
We saw other hikers scramble up and over these rocks before us. We're in our 50s, and although we are definitely experienced hikers, we don't rock climb. I don't want to give you the impression that this was extremely dangerous, but it was near the limit of what we are able to safely do. Taking each step deliberately and carefully, we reached the top safely. Of course, it turns out this isn't the actual top of the peak. There was still quite a bit of rock hopping and another snowfield to cross before reaching the summit of Medicine Bow Peak. We didn't linger long at the top, and after scrambling back down the rocks, our spirits were high all the way back to the trailhead. This is me trying my best to glissade gracefully down the last snowfield near the end of the trail. We love cooking on the campfire, and we're grateful the winds were calm after our hike to Medicine Bow Peak. Views like this are why this is one of my favorite campgrounds. Tonight's menu, rustic pizza cooked over the campfire. Click here to see how I quickly convert my minivan into a camper, and click here to see our visit to Wyoming's Bighorn Mountains.